Henrick was home in Chicago on a rainy night, sitting on the couch, flipping through channels, when his phone vibrated. On the screen, 00000. No name, no location. He answered on impulse. Total silence, not even static. He said hello a few times. Nothing. The call lasted exactly 12 seconds. Then it ended. He thought it was a system glitch or a prank. But the call came back the next day. Same time, same duration. And the number? He couldn't block it. The option just disappeared. He restarted the phone. It went back to normal. But that night, at 3:17 a.m., the phone rang again. Henrick just stared at it. On the third night, same pattern, same number, same time. But this time, after the call, he got a message. Just one word. Listen. The screen shut off right after. When he tried to turn on the bedroom light, he noticed the digital clock had reset by itself. Everything went dark. The next night, Henrick left the phone face down. But at 3:17, it lit up on its own. White screen, no number, no notification, just the light blinking. When he picked it up, the screen went black and a metallic voice came through speakerphone. You're listening, but you shouldn't be. Henrick threw the phone across the room. He stood still, breathing hard, waiting for something. But nothing happened. Just the rain tapping on the window and that weird silence in the room. The next morning, he went to the phone company. Showed them the call log. The clerk said there were no incoming calls. That same afternoon, he went to the police station. Tried to report it, but the officer thought he was losing it. That's when Detective Rachel came in and listened to his story. She asked to see the phone. When she held it, the screen lit up on its own, and the number 00000 popped up. She stared at it, disturbed. Rachel took the phone to digital forensics, but as soon as they plugged it into the station system, every monitor froze. The screen went black and started ringing. Again. Same number. 00000. A tech guy answered on speaker. On the other end, just a muffled laugh. And a voice. Henrick. That night, Rachel called Henrick and told him to stay in a public place. They met at a 24-hour cafe. She brought a small team to try and trace the next call. While they were talking, his phone rang again. But this time, it was his sister's voice, the one who had died. Henrick froze. The voice said, "It's me. You shouldn't have answered." Then the call dropped. The team analyzed the data. Nothing. No record. No source. Just one detail that shook them all. The saved audio had a few seconds of heartbeat sounds. Then silence. After that night, Rachel got more determined. She asked for internal support and brought in Detective Rowley, her supervisor, to help. He was older, skeptical, the kind who'd seen it all. But he agreed to hear the audio. When he heard Henrick's sister's voice, he went quiet for a few seconds, then said, "There's something wrong here." The next morning, while they were reviewing the previous calls, the office landline rang. Rachel and Rowley looked at each other. She answered, "Same voice on the line. I'm still here. I hear everything." Then silence. When she hung up, the lights flickered twice and the system crashed. The following day, Rachel suggested a live trace on the cell towers around Chicago at exactly 3:17 a.m., the time the calls always came in. Rowley approved. They stayed with Henrick in a soundproof room, waiting. And the call came. Same number. But this time, it was Rachel's voice, crying, begging for help. Rachel froze. Of course she recognized her own voice. It was her, gasping, panicked, pleading. Rowley paused the recording and asked, "Do you remember ever saying that?" She shook her head. Henrick just kept saying, "This is getting worse. This isn't normal." That night, Rachel had a nightmare. She dreamed she was trapped inside her own phone, watching everything from inside the screen. When she woke up, her phone was on the floor, Unplugged. Missed call 00000. Logged at 3:17 a.m., but this time with a location tag inside the precinct. She rushed there immediately. Rowley was already waiting, looking uneasy. "Yesterday's recording is gone," he said. "The server wiped itself, and there's something worse." He pulled up the monitor, the surveillance cam from the listening room. During the call, a shadowy figure appeared behind Rachel. She hadn't been alone. They paused the video and cranked up the contrast. The silhouette was human-shaped, but had no face, just a dark blur, standing right behind Rachel, leaning over her shoulder. And the creepiest part? The footage showed the exact moment her voice started speaking through the phone. Rachel was in shock, said she didn't remember anything during that moment, didn't feel anyone near her. Rowley tried to stay calm, but from that night on, the calls started coming to his phone too, at random hours, and each one was him, his own voice, screaming. Henrick vanished 2 days later. No sign of him, no trace, just his phone, found on the bed with the screen shattered. And one last missed call at 3:17 a.m. Rachel listens to the recording every night. His voice, panicked. "I tried not to listen, please get me out of here." Then just breathing sounds. Since then, Rachel and Rowley have kept working the case, but something changed. They always keep their phones close, and every night, without fail, the number 000000 shows up. They answer. They listen, and each time, there's a new voice. Some cry, some scream, and one of them is still Henrick's.